All right. Good afternoon, everyone. We will now convene the public meeting. Mr. Weiss, will you please call the roll to take attendance? Members that are in attendance will please indicate that you are present when your name is called. Also, please say a few brief words when responding so that your image will be displayed on screen when you speak.
Councilmember Bass.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much, Madam Chairwoman.
Councilmember Brooks.
Good afternoon.
Councilmember Dom.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Councilmember Jones.
Good afternoon, members and Madam Chair.
Councilmember Gilmore Richardson.
Good afternoon. I'm here.
Councilmember Quinones Sanchez.
Good afternoon. Present.
Councilmember Squilla.
All right, Matt. Take care. Let me give me that, and I'll take care of it.
Yeah, I will. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you so much. Before we go into voting, I wanted to give an opportunity to Council Members Kim and Councilmember Brooks to talk about their most recent amendments. Councilmember Kim, please proceed.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. And I also would like to really thank all the council committee members for their significant efforts in feedback, improving the bill and making it stronger, and also making sure that we do things right. In particular, I hope that people will take a look at the fact that in just less than a month, thousands of evictions could be scheduled in landlord-tenant court. We heard the call to make sure that it is clear about any kind of moratorium ending, but we're also very clear that we're probably not prepared as a city, as a health matter, to be able to see so many evictions go through courts. So the eviction moratorium has a hard stop of August 31st, 2020. It will not continue beyond that. We've also made significant adjustments to the diversion program. It is now time limited. Instead of 45 days, it's been reduced down now to 30 days. It will go hand in hand with the payment and with the installment payment plan, so that those two will run concurrent with one another, and they will not be seen as like following one another or causing any additional delays that harm people. Most importantly, I think it needs to be clear that the diversion law will be conditional on the program being set up and fully funded by the city of Philadelphia. This law will only go into effect if the city has established and funded the program. And right now we are working together with more than almost 24 individuals who are working together on a diversion program working group that includes, as you heard last week, certainly members from Judge Rizzo to members of the court to a number of folks from the landlord industry associations, as well as our legal actors and advocates. So this is a major effort. It also includes members of our city agencies as well. So this will be a major effort. It is not our intention to have people be held accountable to programs that don't exist. So the diversion law is only in effect if the program is actually in existence and funded by the city. So I hope that clarifies things for my colleagues. And I also just want to express my gratitude to colleagues, especially to members, Councilmember Squilla and Gilmore Richardson and Quinones Sanchez had a lot to do with ensuring that there was clarity and responsibility around all of these bills. So thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Thank you so much. Councilmember Brooks.
Yes, thank you so much, Madam Chair. I would like to put on record that we have circulated additional amendments to shorten the length of Bill 200301, the rent stabilization bill, to 6 months. And there are a few other amendments that I would like to talk about. Both the rent stabilization bill and the late waiver originally applied to all tenants. And they now only apply to renters with a COVID-19 related financial hardship. And then the rent stabilization bill originally lasted for 1 year after the COVID-19 emergency period. And it now has been shortened to 6 months, like I said prior. And after discussions with the affordable housing providers, PHA, subsidized housing is now exempt from rent stabilization because those residences have already been subject to strict rent rate regulations. So I circle these around to my colleagues just to get additional support to move it forward. And I too just want to thank my colleagues for helping me process and move this around. This is my first piece of legislation that's moving through council and committee. So I appreciate those that helped me fine tune and craft it, as well as helping me go through this process in a way that is still meaningful for council and for the citizens of Philadelphia. So thank you so much.
Great, thank you. All right, I want to recognize Councilmember Jones for a motion on the amendment to bill number 20029.
I have a question still. One more. I put it on the chat room.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you.
Thank you. And again, I want to thank all of the bill sponsors for all of their work in this, particularly in this last week. I just have one more, as I've told Councilmember Gim, I have one more clarifying question that I want for the record. I think it is important, I'm very uncomfortable about voting something mandatory, an unfunded mandate, if we're not going to fund it. And I'm very, very much committed to fighting over the next couple of weeks for money so that we know that we are going to be able to deliver on a commitment, so we're not making a commitment to people and then not following through on the money. Do you have any idea how much the program will cost? And if not, can you at least commit to members that before a final vote, we will have some idea of that and at least work with you on getting the administration to make some sort of commitment as part of our budget process?
Yes, absolutely, council member. It would be great my most ideal thing would allow us to have the diversion working group come together first, just because they represent such a wide range of experiences, including our industry organizations as well as our courts. And then I'd be happy to get back with you for a final number. And I absolutely, absolutely appreciate your partnership in ensuring that this program is funded responsibly, because we want things that work. We don't want to pass things for the sake of passing them. So thank you.
So do you think you'll have a roundabout number for my colleagues? As a member of the Housing Committee, I have a responsibility to the rest of the members who are going to vote for this based on us voting it out of committee, that we're ensuring that we've reached a consensus and we have idea where this is going. Can you at least commit to give people a roundabout number so that they feel comfortable when we ask them to vote for this on final passage?
Absolutely. I will commit to giving everybody a final number that is fully agreed upon by all committee members involved. And it should involve our administration. We want to make sure, again, that the funding is there. It is not an enormous program. It is not going to cost in the tens of millions of dollars at all, but it does need to be funded. And I do think that there are resources to do it. So thank you. And you will have that number before final passage.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilmember Brooks, Councilwoman Gauthier, and Councilmember Gim for working with all of us over the last week. It's been a trying time for everybody. Emotions are high, but we still are able to get the people's business done, and I appreciate all of the accommodations you've made to the industry and to all of us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, I want to recognize Councilmember Jones for a motion on the amendment to bill number 200294.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I offer an amendment to bill number 200294. A copy of this amendment has been circulated to the members of the committee, and therefore I move that the amendment to bill number 294 be approved.
It has been moved and properly seconded that the amendment to bill number... It has been moved now and properly seconded that the amendment to bill number 20029...
Point of information, can we get the subtitles of the bills with the numbers, please?
Okay. Let me, let me pull that up. I don't have it in front of me as of yet.
Neither do I. I'm sorry. We have.
That is okay. I sent everyone a fact sheet. I emailed that around. That might be a handy document. It also has the numbers on it.
Madam Chair, 200304 is the illegal lockout bill that you sponsored. 200304.
That's not, the bill that we are amending is 200294.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. That's the 294 is the eviction diversion program that was sponsored by Councilmember Gim.
Give me 2 seconds, guys.
Councilmember Gilmore Richardson, that is correct. 294 is about diversion.
I'm going to read the numbers, and then Max is going to read the titles as I read after I read the number. Okay. 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 The chair recognizes Councilmember Jones for a motion on the amendment to bill number 200294. Max, can you just clarify, Mr. Weiss, can you just clarify which bill that is?
Yeah, it's an ordinance amending various sections of the code to address matters related to the landlord-tenant relationship during the novel coronavirus, the 2019 pandemic, and otherwise, including providing for an eviction diversion program and making certain technical changes under certain terms and conditions.
Okay, Councilmember?
Would you like me to read the entire amendment thing again? That's not a problem.
Yes.
Okay.
You have to move in the second.
Okay. Okay. It has been moved and properly seconded that the amendment to bill number 200294 be approved. All those in favor of the motion will signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed? The ayes have it. The motion carries, and the amendment to bill number 200294 has been approved. I want to recognize Councilmember Jones for a motion on bill number 200294 as amended.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move that bill number 200294 as amended be reported from this committee with a favorable recommendation, and further move that the rules of council be suspended to permit first reading of this bill at our next session of council.
Second.
It has been moved and properly seconded that bill number 200294 as amended be reported from this committee with a favorable recommendation, and further move that the rules of council be suspended to permit first reading of this bill at the next session of council. All those in favor of the motion will signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it, and the motion carries. The chair recognizes Councilmember Jones for a motion on the amendment to bill number 200295. Mr. Weiss, can you read the title of that bill?
An ordinance amending various sections of the Philadelphia Code to address matters related to the landlord-tenant relationship during the novel coronavirus, the 2019 pandemic, and otherwise, including providing for temporary eviction relief and making certain technical changes, all under certain terms and conditions.
Okay, Councilmember.
Second.
Thank you again, Madam Chair. I offer an amendment to bill number 200295. A copy of this amendment has been circulated to members of this committee. I move that the amendment to bill number 200295 be approved.
Second.
Second.
It has been moved and properly seconded that the amendment to bill number 200295 be approved. All those in favor of the motion will signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed? The ayes have it. The motion carries, and the amendment to bill number 200295 has been approved. Council member, Chair recognizes Council Member Jones for a motion on bill number 200295 as amended.
Thank you again, Madam Chair. I move that bill number 200295 as amended be reported from this committee with a favorable recommendation, and further move that the rules of council be suspended to permit first reading of this bill at our next session of council.
Second.
It has been moved and properly seconded that bill number 200295 as amended be reported from this committee with a favorable recommendation, and further move that the rules of council be suspended to permit first reading of this bill at the next session of council. All those in favor of the motion will signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed? The ayes have it and the motion carries. I would like to save 301 for the end and move forward with the other bills first. Councilmember Jones.
Yes, Madam Chair. Okay.
The chair recognizes Councilmember Jones for a motion on the amendment to bill number 200302. And Mr. Weiss, you can read the title of that.
An ordinance amending various sections of the Philadelphia Code to address matters related to the landlord-tenant relationship during the novel coronavirus of 2019 pandemic and otherwise, including providing for the temporary waiver of certain fees and making certain technical changes all under certain terms and conditions.
Councilmember Jones.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move that an amendment to bill number 200302. A copy of this amendment has been circulated to members of this committee, and I move that we amend bill number 200302 be approved.
Second.
It has been moved and properly seconded that the amendment to bill number 200302 be approved. All those in favor of the motion will signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it, the motion carries, and the amendment to bill number 200302 has been approved. The chair recognizes Councilmember Jones for a motion on bill number 200302 as amended.
Thank you again, Madam Chair. I move that bill number 200302 as amended be reported from this committee with a favorable recommendation, and further move that the rules of council be suspended to permit first reading of this bill at our next session of council.
It has been moved. Sorry. Did we have okay. It has been moved and properly seconded that bill number 200302 as amended be reported from this committee with a favorable recommendation, and further move that the rules of council be suspended to permit first reading of this bill at the next session of council. All those in favor of the motion will signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed?
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay. The chair recognizes Councilmember
including providing for relief to tenants who have been illegally locked out of their residences and making certain technical changes all under certain terms and conditions.
Second.
Councilmember.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I offer an amendment to bill number 200304. A copy of this amendment has been circulated to members of this committee, and I move that the amendment to Bill number 200304 be approved.
Second.
It has been moved and properly seconded that the amendment to Bill number 200304 be approved. All those in favor of the motion will signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed? The chair recognizes Councilmember Jones for a motion on Bill number 200304 as amended.
Thank you again, Madam Chair. I move that Bill number 200304 as amended be approved from this committee with a favorable recommendation and recommend further that the rules of council be suspended to permit first reading of this bill at our next session of council.
Second.
Second.
It has been moved and properly seconded that Bill number 200304 as amended be reported from this committee with a favorable recommendation, and further move that the rules of council be suspended to permit first reading of this bill at the next session of council. All those in favor of the motion will signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed? The ayes have it and the motion carries. The chair recognizes Councilmember Jones for a motion on the amendment to Bill number 200305. But first, can we get Mr. Weiss to read the title of the bill?
An ordinance amending various sections of the Philadelphia Code to address matters related to the landlord and tenant relationship during the novel coronavirus of 2019 pandemic and otherwise, including providing for payment agreements for tenants with a certified financial hardship related to COVID-19 and making certain technical changes all under certain terms and conditions.
Council member.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Madam Chair. I offer an amendment to Bill number 200305. A copy of this amendment has been circulated to members of this committee, and I move to adopt the amendment to Bill number 200305.
Second.
Second.
It has been moved and properly seconded that the amendment to Bill number 200305 be approved. All those in favor of the motion will signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed? The ayes have it, the motion carries, and the amendment to Bill number 200305 has been approved. The chair recognizes Councilmember Jones for a motion on Bill number 200305 as amended.
Thank you again, Madam Chair. I move that Bill number 200305 as amended be reported from this committee with a favorable recommendation, and further move that the rules of council be suspended to permit first reading of this bill at our next session of council. It needs to be a second.
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 It has been moved and properly seconded that Bill number 200305 as amended be reported from this committee with a favorable recommendation, and further move that the rules of council be suspended to permit first reading of this bill at the next session of council. All those in favor of the motion will signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? The ayes have it, the motion carries. Now we're going to go back to Bill number 301.
An ordinance amending various sections of the Philadelphia Code to address matters related to the landlord and tenant relationship during the novel coronavirus of 2019 pandemic and otherwise, including providing for temporary rent stabilization and making certain technical changes all under certain terms and conditions.
The chair recognizes Councilmember Jones for a motion on Bill number 200301.
Thank you again, Madam Chair. I offer an amendment to Bill number 200301. A copy of this amendment has been circulated to members of this committee, and I move that the amendment be approved. So the bill number, the amendment to bill number 200301 be approved.
Second.
It has been moved and properly seconded that the amendment to bill number 200301 be approved. All those in favor of the motion will signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed? The ayes have it. The motion carries, and the amendment to bill number 200301 has been approved. The chair recognizes Councilmember Jones for a motion on bill number 200301 as amended.
Thank you again, Madam Chair. I move that bill number 200301 as amended be reported from this committee with a favorable recommendation, and further move that the rules of council be suspended to allow first reading at our next session of council.
Second.
It has been moved and properly seconded that bill number 200301 as amended be reported from this committee with a favorable recommendation, and further move that the rules of council be suspended to permit first reading of this bill at the next session of council. All those in favor of the motion will signify
Before we
by
go,
saying
Madam Chairwoman.
yes.
Madam Chairwoman, thank you very much. And as I said to the bill sponsor, and I appreciate her last amendment that we received a half an hour ago, I had asked you as the chairperson of this committee to hold this bill. I think it warranted further discussion. And I'm very disappointed that we've gotten to this point where we have worked collaboratively on all these sets of bills, except this one with an amendment that we got a few minutes ago. Very unfortunate, and for that reason, I will be voting no.
Okay. I felt it was important to bring this bill to the floor. The council member has worked very hard on this bill. People have made their voices known in support of this bill. Many people that we've heard in this hearing and in the hearing before. And I think it's a part of democracy that it should be brought to the floor. So I appreciate your concern. I appreciate everything that everybody has done, but I did think that it was important for me from a values and principle perspective to move forward. It has been moved and properly seconded. Go ahead. Does another have a comment?
Yes, Madam Chair. I also wanted to make a comment, and I think that I would agree with you that the bill sponsor has worked very hard. I think that she has only the best of intentions, but I am uncomfortable with this bill for a number of different reasons, and am not able to support this particular bill. I'm happy to support 5 out of the 6 initiatives. However, I do think that the ability to hold this bill until there was further discussion and a little bit more work on it could have really brought a better outcome for all of us. So unfortunately, I am not going to be able to support this one bill, but out of the total package, I am supporting 5 of the 6 bills that have been brought forward. So thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. I respect your decision and your perspective. It has been moved and properly seconded that bill number 200301 as amended from this committee with a favorable recommendation, and further move that the rules of council be suspended to permit first reading of this bill at the next session of council. All those in favor of the motion will signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed?
Nay.
The nays have it, and the motion fails. Sorry, let me just find my please. This concludes the business. Oh, I also want to make a point on bill number 302. Bill number 200302. The the ayes had it on that bill, and that will be reported out of the committee. That motion carried. This concludes the business before the Committee on Housing, Neighborhood Development, and the Homeless today. Thank you all very much for your attendance, for your participation, and for getting us to this point. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
Stay safe.
Thank you.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
In the comments, I see something from Councilmember Don that says he wanted to speak.
Sorry, Councilmember. Yes.
No, that's okay. Thank you, Madam Chairwoman, and thank you to Councilmember Gim and Brooks. And I just wanted to comment on the diversion bill. I wanted to thank all of you for your work with, I know, all of our offices to make that happen. I also want to make sure that we do further work down the road on expunging eviction records. On expunging eviction records for tenants who enter into payment plans and find other agreements with their landlords after evictions are filed, so we can follow up and make sure these records don't follow tenants in future housing. It's very important that if they enter into these agreements, we don't want these blemishes to follow them down the road. So, and thank you all for your work. I just want to make sure we follow up on that. Thanks.
No. All right, everyone. This concludes our public meeting. Thank you very much.
Councilmember Gauthier?
Yes. Yes, Councilmember Gim.
Just wrote it in the chat. Sorry, I know it's been really difficult. First of all, I want to thank my colleagues on this committee because I think that this has been an incredibly difficult time period to get a lot of work done. It's also incredibly difficult to work remotely. I mean, it's very, very different when we're working on the same floors in the same offices, and we have a chance to see each other face to face and not do this remote work, which I think makes it just harder to have really personal and honest conversations with one another. But nevertheless, I want to emphasize how much people gave, every single person on the committee gave to this process to get the bills, 5 out of the 6 bills through. As we head into, the weeks ahead, and, we'll continue to do work to get the bills through final passage. But, I remain committed to expressing my gratitude to building trust and improving our processes so that we can figure out how to do this work together. But I know that we wouldn't have reached this point to do as much as we did in the last few weeks if it hadn't been for the fact that people were spending time on this package of work while dealing with what was happening in our neighborhoods and in our communities, while dealing with our own kind of work that we're doing external to committee work. And also carrying their own legislative and constituent and other political responsibilities. So I want to express gratitude to them, and I especially want to express gratitude to our council co-sponsors, especially Councilmember Gauthier, Councilmember Brooks, and all the legislative staff who put their heart and soul into this work. We have a better package of bills than we had yesterday. And we're in a better place to talk to people about addressing some of the most urgent needs, which is to keep a roof over their heads, to find better solutions. And I think we did something really big today, and I want to express my gratitude to everybody. So thank you very much, and especially to you, Madam Chair, on a very complicated and important role that you played on the committee.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. This concludes the business before the Committee on Housing, Neighborhood Development, and the Homeless today. I thank you all very much for your attendance, participation, and work.